No surprise here, but $100,000 does not get you very far in New York City.
I think for New York City, 100 grand would make you pretty poor.
In New York City, $100,000 amounts to about $36,000 after taxes and adjusting for the cost of living.
I think that people are reached their affordability threshold. They can't go much farther.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? I have a spectacular apartment for you. And it's one of the most affordable ones in the city.
But before we see what Charles's apartment looks like, it's important to understand that New York City is the most expensive city in America. Renters now have to earn twice the city's median income to satisfy the 30% rule. Now, this is around $134,000 a year, and the 30% rule basically says that people who spend more than 30% of their income on rent are cost burdened. That means they have problems buying other things: food, clothes, medical expenses, basic life necessities.
Honestly, unless you're making about $150K, I'd say you can't really live comfortably.
80% of my salary goes to rent alone.
So the median household income in New York City is $67,000 a year, while the per person income is around $41,000 a year. And the reason that people have such a hard time surviving here is because everything in New York is way more expensive. That's called the cost of living than anywhere else in the country as well. High rents, high home prices, high taxes, and even the groceries. It's expensive. Just buying the basic stuff that you're gonna need on a week-by-week basis is gonna hurt financially to an extent that it never has before in your life if you're just moving here. And the first thing we need to do to understand how expensive New York truly is examine how much these apartments cost and how little you're actually getting. Dude, this is a cool apartment.
It's big, and look at the crown molding.
Yeah, you definitely don't see stuff like that every day. That's pretty cool. How many bedrooms is this?
This is a 2-bedroom.
This is one of the bedrooms right here?
This is one of the bedrooms right here.
Oh, this is nice. Charming. The view out of these windows is awesome. It's also not a street view. We're facing the back, so it's gonna be really quiet. And look at this. We've got like moldings on the wall. That is a really old school design. This here heater, also very old school. Ditto the AC as well, but hey, it comes with one. Smoke detector, probably needs battery, but this is kind of what you should expect when you look at an affordable apartment. It's not gonna be brand new and fancy. We've also got this really long looking hallway which leads to the bathroom and the kitchen, where inside the kitchen closet you will see the gas meter. At least it's hidden though. I've seen some places where it's like just out in the open and you could crash into it. I don't think you're gonna crash into that. This right here, this is the median rent, $46.45 for a 2-bedroom apartment in New York City. Now, rent's gonna be your single largest expense, and all of your other expenses are gonna kind of fall behind rent. And the crazy prices you'll find in New York City for your house, they're not just something that's limited to America. These are crazy prices no matter where in the world you go.
Rents in Manhattan continue to skyrocket, with July seeing an average rental rate of nearly $5,600.
In San Francisco, $3,121 for a 2-bedroom apartment, $2,600 for a 2-bedroom in Los Angeles, and $3,000 a month for a 2-bedroom in London, England. And the apartment that you're actually getting at the end of the day, it's not like all 2-bedroom apartments are the same size. Stuff in New York can be very tiny. Charles, what's this place cost?
Believe it or not, $33.50.
And it's a 2-bedroom apartment.
It's a 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow. Is it surprising that this is the same price as a 1-bedroom?
A lot of landlords, you know, they just try to get over, but this landlord is special.
He's different. The kitchen's a little narrow, but look at that. We got all full-size stuff. This is a dishwasher.
Am I going crazy here?
No, the handle's gone. You're not going crazy. Someone removed the handle. If you rent an affordable apartment in New York, the microwave might not have a handle.
If anything is missing a handle, I'll put one in.
Thank you. It's a nice looking fridge. They've done a good job on this place.
State of the art.
It only has one drawer.
That's okay, because you have a large pantry in the back.
It is a pretty good pantry.
It's a great pantry.
Can you reach the top?
Let's see. So Cash, we cannot have a kitchen table in the kitchen. We're gonna have to have it over here. So everything has to go in the living room.
It all has to go here.
It all has to go here.
You're eating, you're movie watching,
Your company.
even your crazy uncle. What size bed do you think we could fit in this particular room?
You can definitely get a queen size bed with
Okay.
extra furniture.
And is that normal for an apartment in this price?
Not really.
I guess the bed goes in this corner. This is like the perfect bed number.
This is the perfect queen size bed setup right over here.
Okay.
And then you have these nice 2 windows that face the south.
The other bedroom, is it better or worse?
It might be worse, but it might be good to some.
This is it, huh?
This is it.
I see what you mean. Maybe a twin bed. We have a closet, that's good. But I guess the bed has to go in this corner. This is the only place.
This is the only place unless you open that window.
What's out here? Oh wow.
Brick wall.
Honestly, it's a pretty good looking brick wall. No complaints. So, you could put an air conditioner in this window. This is actually the heating system, this pipe right here. This is probably the right move because if there were like a radiator or something in here that would take up a little bit more room, it might not be super safe to have your bed next to it. What do you think? Walk-in closet? Will it fit?
It will fit.
Let's try it. Oh, dude, I got it. Almost had me.
Almost had it. Almost had it.
But what if you're too smart to rent an apartment? You understand that renting's not an investment and that if New York has very expensive property and they appreciate just a little bit, you could earn a lot more money than you would if that piece of property cost a lot less and was somewhere else. And while it is true that the property prices here are expensive and a little bit of appreciation would go a long way, owning the real estate to begin with is almost impossible for most people, and there may even be hidden costs that you're not expecting. First of all, the median sales price for a single family home in New York, $2,388,000. Owning real estate in New York, that's something for the wealthy, while the rest of us, myself included, rent apartments like this one that are tiny. And just as with renting, New York is also the most expensive place in America to buy a home. In San Francisco, the median is around $1.4 million. The median home price in Los Angeles, $883,000, and the median home price in London, $800,000. And even if you do find something affordable, like this $780,000 two-bedroom apartment, it's got hidden fees that will make your head spin. Look at that. Monthly taxes, $1,100. Monthly common charges, $1,400. Look at that estimated payment right there. That's almost double what we're paying for the 2-bedroom Charles is showing us. And even if you subtract the taxes and the common charges, which are the carrying costs, you're still left over with about $4,000. That's still too much for this place. And if it breaks, you're the landlord. You get to fix it. And look at the property taxes here. This is almost 10 times the national average. So you're paying 10 times the amount of property tax. You're paying way more money in rent, but you're not necessarily getting more in return, that's for sure. Who do you think, Charles, is gonna rent an apartment like this?
New graduates and a couple that just landed a great job.
In your opinion, it seems like whoever rents this is probably just starting out here in New York.
Just starting out and they want a great home.
Maybe not somebody who has so much stuff to hoard that they would fill up the only bathroom storage cabinet.
Definitely not hoarders.
If you want to rent it, what do you have to earn?
You have to earn 40 times the rent.
$3,350. Got to make 40 times the rent. There we go, $134,000.
That can be combined.
Okay, so you could have 2 people that each make half that much. They could split it together. Okay. Over 12 months, that is $40,000 of rent. And the good news with this apartment is that since it's a 2-bedroom, you don't have to rent it by yourself. If there's a friend that you know really well and you cause a lot of trouble with, you guys can live in the place together. Yes, the 2 of you have to get along and share the space, but the costs are a lot lower. They're half if you split the rent equally. According to the internet, every 2 weeks, you're gonna be taking home a little bit more than the rent. So if you get paid twice a month, 1 check goes to the landlord, 1 check goes to you. It's reality.
Here's the breakdown. In New York City, $100,000 amounts to about $36,000 after taxes and adjusting for the cost of living.
That's insane. $100,000, a number that a lot of people would say if you make $100,000, you're doing well. Here in New York, that equates to $36,000 a year. That just goes to show you, once you're here, that money in your pocket, it's gone.
The 5 things that eat up our money is basically housing, transportation, taxes, The food costs have gone up obviously everywhere.
It's gone. Nope, it's not even there. It was never there. You wanna go out to lunch, you wanna go out to a restaurant, you wanna just ride around on the train, all of these things. It's expensive to do basic stuff here. So if you earn $100,000 a year, your take-home pay after taxes is gonna be about $68,000, and then your rent has to come out of that. Which in the case of the apartment we're looking at today, if you share that with a roommate, this is your annual rent cost, right there. So you got $48,000 left over. Which, I mean, it's still a lot of money, but we're talking $923 a week that you have to do everything else in your life with. Medical bills, food, clothing, insurance, travel, everything else. It has to come out of that. And you should probably also be saving for retirement. That's got to come out of that as well. And it's even tougher if you have things like student loans that are due, because those also have to get paid for out of the income you're earning every single month. And what this essentially means is that whatever the reasons are for moving to New York, it's not because you're getting a fantastic apartment. It's not because it's affordable. It has to be something other than those things. It's gotta be more than the apartment or the opportunity that you find yourself in.
So the reason to rent this is because it will allow you to do many things in New York City, and it's a great start.
So like an education, a job, something where it could really help you build your career. You're saying it might be worth it to call a place like this home in the time being because of what it might allow you to do later.
That sounds about right. Let me know if you want to rent it.
See you guys in the next video.